What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the scoreboard flipping action in the right-hand corner of the map, currently with his settings not on correctly. His name is Tunison, and he's going to be playing some Odin for us in the left-hand corner of the map. It is none other than one of the greatest to do it. His name is Soup, and he is going to be playing some spammage of the Fu Shi for us. Actually, I don't know what he's going to be doing, but I do know that he was going through a phase where he liked to make the Fu quite a lot. He was a big fan of making quite a few Fu nice and early, and we'll see if that's what he's going to go for. But it is going to be a Fu Shi versus Odin game. I'm very exciting to I'm very exciting to see. No, I'm very excited to see how this one does roll out. These are two of the best players currently playing, and they put up good fights every single time they go against each other. It's always an absolute pleasure to watch through it and see how it's all going to go. If we take a quick look at the relics over here, we've got ourselves the Bridle of Pegasus. This one's a nice one for a little bit of scouting. Over here, we've got that Eye of Ornlu. Up to the top side of the map, there is Zhurang, making regeneration rate +10. Over onto this left-hand corner of the map, there is Rhea's Crown. I have to say hello to May Shadowfax as well. Happy weekend indeed. Over onto this side, there is the Armor of Achilles. This is the map Valley of the King. So there's going to be those 6 relics on the map. And finally, I think we have Gungnir Odin Spear. Going to be making those infantry units, those counter cavalry type infantry units, having just a little bit more damage. Hoplite, Spearman, Herdman, Catapulti. Herdman, Catapulti, Halberdier. There we go, I got them all. Alrighty, so I'm excited to see what Soup's going to do here, because he does often come up with some odd stuff. It does look like at the moment he's had a little bit, I wouldn't say he's actually had a rough start, but he made it rough for himself. He had if I show off exactly what's going on here, he did have the opportunity to share the palm tree with his gold mine, but he wanted to get the extra favor in instead of doing that. So he places it over here, gets himself the temple up, and I think this is all because he does really want this extra Fu. In fact, he's got it on auto queue so he doesn't miss out. He is missing the gold, however, and it looks like he's just going to be advancing. So it all works out for him, but it is a bit of a odd opener to kick this game off with. Whereas on the bottom side of the map, Tunison dropping his temple on the back of his base, house to come down as well. It will be Chi Yo for Soup. And on the other hand, I'm sure Tunison most likely going to be going for Freya here. Though sometimes you do see the Odin player going for Heimdall. I've seen it a couple of times. I don't think it's a terrible move in this matchup either. Though the Valkyrie are incredibly useful, as Tunison has his dwarf here just about to finish, and he will be going up through Freya. So it is a late advance. He's got himself a great back gold mine with great defense around here. If Soup hit the classical age, say 330 or something super fast, like already, Tunison could just slap a wall down here, and there'd be almost nothing that that Soup could do to get any early game damage onto Tunison. So Tunison sort of knows this based on the positioning of this stuff over here. So he knows he's okay, and he can take a later angle to the classical age. So his food is very much out in the open. Another way he could play around it would be to shoot the animals underneath his town center. One shot, push, walk forward, and he could be good to go. Nonetheless, we'll see how the game's going to shape up here, as if we take a look at what Soup's seen is shot through a little thing, getting himself the Rhea's Crown, Imperial Academy to come through for the child. He wants the child out. We'll see him get the child, as the relics are now starting to come through, grabbing that Gungnir Odin Spear nice and early, because he will be up against raiding cavalry in this game most likely, so having that's going to be a big help. And we'll see where that goes, as a Longhouse Great Hall coming through for Tunison. Very stock standard. Wants to get himself some thrown axemen, some raiding cavalry. Unlike when you're playing as Thor or Loki, where against China you can actually go for a whole bunch of Hursa off the bat, which force out a whole bunch of fire archer as well, obviously. But they're very quick because you've got the Hall of Thanes. You can run around and get some raids. Odin doesn't really have that, so he has to go into something a little bit different there. As the Valkyrie coming through. The child! The child is here! The gameplay video shows is what the new villagers who collect gold, wood, food from the new DLC coming September 30th. Wait, was there a video that someone put out for that? I've missed it. I'm in my own world. I did see someone make a Reddit post on all of the economic stuff, but anyways, if there is something, let me know. Meanwhile, over onto this side, little cheeky raid from Soup. Dives in, takes 100 HP worth of damage, and then he simply just pulls out. There is a lot of Hursa here for Tunison, as the Yatsa is very, very safe, and will simply just retreat back home and start preparing for the next part of the game. Now, Soup here, he's spending all of his favor on Quaofu. Now, this does two things. Number one, it uses his favor. But number two, it also uses more resources up front. So every time you get, say, a villager out, you're only spending 50 food on said villager. So it's just cheaper, right, to buy those villagers. But the villagers are gathering slower. The fact of the matter is that the Quaofu is a bigger upfront cost, but it's going to get you more in the long run. So you do have to remember that when going for this sort of a strategy, that you're not going to be able to hit all of those amazing things that you can otherwise hit. Thank you for the sub there, Limrodal. Appreciate you, my friend. But he's going to start spamming stuff out. We got the walls already coming through. Darth Nox, thank you so much as well for the subscription. For some reason, my notifications aren't popping up. I don't know why. I appreciate you guys if you guys subbed. No, someone gifted a sub, I think. I don't know who gifted. Thank you for the gifted sub, my friend. It didn't show up. Put your name in the thing and I'll say good day. Nonetheless, walls over onto this side. Welcome everyone and all the other good stuff. I'm really not sure what's going on here. Let me refresh this again, see if that fixes it. Everything's broken. As Tunison's Great Hall now starting to be the target here of this attack. Tunison here just going to be waiting it out. Doesn't need to really defend this. It is outside of town center range, but he's going to pop around, start pushing in here as a forest fire to get dropped down to allow a little bit more of an attack out as the Pioneers turning, getting that damage done. We are going to be seeing lightning weapons getting dropped down here as the Fire Arch is going to start taking down those Hursa on this spot. As the Hursa on the back there does end up falling. But so far so good here for Tunison. He got out lightning weapons in a fight that doesn't really matter that much. He did lose a couple of units, no problems. But he will be having to move over onto a gold mine soon. He does have a nice wall over onto this side. Soup's wall is much, much more effective here. He gets 2 gold mines and 3 elephants and 3 rhinos behind it. This back squad is absolutely amazing. We could see the same sort of idea here for Tunison onto this spot as well, if he wants to. Fire in the belly with 10 gifted subs. There you go. Thanks so much, my friend. You are the best. I'm trying to learn rhinos. Can you do those videos where you show those replays of different elos, please? Yeah, the next one I'm going to do is going to be a Loki one. But that's probably going to be next week, most likely. And then maybe we'll look at an Uranus one or something like that. I did do a Atlantean sort of video not too long ago where I played a whole bunch of Atlantean to try and work it all out. But yeah. Anyways, some little 13-minute video to see what the new worker gods can do. Okay. But I'm not exactly sure what you mean, actually, pre-drag. Anyways, little cheeky raid coming out here for Tunes. Let's focus on the game for a little bit, guys. All right. Stop distracting me. I'm trying to watch a game, or distract me. That's totally fine as well. As Tunison charging in here, and let's just take a quick look at how many Quaofu Soup's managed to get out. 6 Quaofu already. I mean, it's just a huge economic advantage that he's gotten for not doing a whole lot. as the army now still pushing forward. We'll be able to take out the watchtower on this side. However, Soup losing a couple of units underneath the town center there. He gets a little bit too greedy with it, or a little bit too distracted by the little cheeky raid coming in from Tunison as the village is popping up onto this side. And Soup now going to be pulling all the way back up to his home base. And he's going to have to figure out how to defend himself over here. There will be a herdman that can dive onto a raiding cavalry or something like that. But the raiding cavalry, Valkyrie, mass, just that little bit. No, that's a good trade there. Trading one herdman for one raiding cavalry. Take a look at the cost differential here. 50-35 versus 40-50. 40 food, 50 gold. That's a good trade. Meanwhile, Soup out in the middle of the map for the time being. But yeah, look at the difference in villages just from spamming these Quailfu. So huge. Now, obviously, there's no favor in the bank now for Soup, whereas on the other side for Tunison, he's going to be getting all that favor for free when he actually takes some fights. So there could be an advantage to be gained here for Tunison, but at the moment, the longer this game goes on, the better Soup's position should end up being. I know everyone's very surprised. I shaved because it was getting to a ridiculous length, and I was not wanting to look after it, so I got rid of it. I'm sorry, guys. Because there's still some stubble there, though. Don't hate me. It's going to be fine. We're going to get through this together. As the wall's coming up onto this side, I love this wall here. Allows the villagers to slip in through this way, retreat back through the other way, retreat back through here if needed, if need be. And Soup snipes some units, but this game here is looking like it's going to go towards a position, a type of position in this one, where I think it's going to go a little long, because it's not going to be easy for Soup to get any sort of gold starve going here. And Skadi is coming through as well. As the 3 Valkyrie coming up onto this side yet again, the villagers can simply just pull out behind the wall here. They're going to be completely fine. They can jump onto the wood line for the time being as well. But Soup currently gold starved. Not gold starved, but he's locked off gold for the time being. As the hero is to come in. Can't really chase down the Valkyries here. One thing a Soup could do is pop the villagers out, pull these walls up, and then yes, the Valkyrie will be trapped. You can be very quick here and put up a quick wall over onto this side. He's not going for it, as the Valks will be able to get out of here. Going after a Quailfu for the time being as the child comes in. What do I call the child when he gets to the big boy? When he gets into the heroic age? The teenager? You got the child, the teenager, and the adult? I don't know. I'm making things up now. Anyways, Tunison, he's out of there. Pulling back. And we'll be able to now throw up a hill fort immediately onto this gold mine to defend himself. To make his life much more simple. Much more happy. He gets this hill fort up. He gets the gold mine. He is safe from all problems. In terms of this really, really strong classical age army. Nubar, the god of choice here from Soup, is a little bit different. Generally, we're going to see the other one, Golmang. Normally. Reason for Golmang is that you're going to go into some sort of infantry type units to deal with, not infantry, cavalry type units to deal with those Huskal. But if you go through Nubar, you will get Scorching Feathers, which will be useful to help take down those Huskal as well. But look at how many resources is just over here for Soup. It's absolutely insane. He's going to be dropping a town center behind this. It's a little bit late on the town center grab, if you ask me. I don't mind it because the game is going to go a little bit on the slower end. But the other option is, especially with this Peach Blossom Spring being here, is to just go straight to the Mythic Age. Put a ballet down over here. The Mythic Age, probably through... what's it called? I can't remember. Someone help me. Oh, he doesn't have it. Oh. I guess you have to go through Huang Di then, if you're going to go for that sort of a strat. But straight there, and then you get that big dragon, and then you get all the stronger units. I was thinking the other one, Zhurong. And all good. Why choose Fuxi over Shenong? Well, Fuxi's got the child, and also the Peach Blossom Spring. So those two things, just by themselves, are enough of a a differential. There are a whole bunch of other things inside of Fushi's kit that does differentiate him over Shenong, but those two things are pretty big. There's double hill forts coming up for Tunison. And now Tunison should probably be thinking about grabbing a town center himself, or trying to get to the Mythic Age for a Film of Winter or something. How am I? I'm good. I'm good. I'm doing great. I'm having a great day today. Today's a good day. I mean, every day's a good day, but today is a particularly good day. And we will be seeing behind this, I still haven't seen the ballet up for Soup, but his macro is looking like it's going that way. He's only got a handful of villagers on wood. This is finally someone doing this. I always screw this up, and I have just a butt ton of wood in the Heroic Age for some reason, whereas Soup's resource management here is looking mightily fine, but he does not have himself the ballet to go and unlock the Mythic Age. He doesn't have the ballet to unlock the Mythic Age. As the army charges forward, we'll be able to take out the portable ram. Portable ram down as Soup gonna have to pull back. Says, I can't really fight underneath these two hill forts just yet. There is a frost there that as well that he's got to be careful of. If he charges in to try and take out a hill fort, drops the drought, he's just going to get frosted. So he doesn't really have that option. As the Valkyrie trying to break through these walls over here. Can they get in? No. Tunison's trying. He's not allowed to. As now the teenager is in. He hits. He also has a ranged thing, right? If you turn on the range one. May switch to throwing universe rings. So you could actually have got a little bit more damage off there. But nonetheless, Huskar charging in here as the Fire Arch is kind of getting caught out as they have to retreat into the main base here. The Halberdiers need to body block for them as now they are. And there's also this huge Tower TA. Only one stack at the moment, but worthwhile just throwing that stack into the center. He gets that divine damage onto everything. Could be absolutely gigantic there as a Frost Giant gets stolen up here. Comes forward. That front line has mostly dropped, but Tunison gets a very, very nice trade there. And Soup here continues to push forward as there's not really a gigantic front line anymore for Tunison. But, I mean, there's just so many resources in the bank for Soup. So he's got to be playing this one a little bit different than he is right now. He still doesn't have the Balway. I'm still confused. He's got the upgrade pre-queued, but he doesn't have okay, now he's going for a ballet over here. I actually want to see the ballets in the main base just to make sure that he doesn't just die to a whole bunch of units charging in there, because that's going to happen here. Look at this. There's 3 portable rams. There's an army of Huskar Thrown Action, which are very, very scary here, as the Imperial Academy are going to be going down very, very quickly here. There are a bunch of Dow Swordsmen onto this spot as Soup charges in here, losing a couple of houses onto this one, as well as Soup now just going to be doing some garrison shenanigans, pulling into the town center. He is going up through Gong Gong here on this town center. That looks like it's going to get denied as the frost from Tunison does get dropped down, and that's a Mythic denial there. Good play from Tunison. As the Valkyrie charging up to the top side, looking to snipe down some Quailfu over here is Soup not paying attention to this one just yet. Those Valkyrie are going to get a huge amount of value. Villagers up onto this top. Peach Blossom Spring finish up with that one. He does have some Taotier to come through as a hill fort popping up onto this spot. Look at the difference right now in score. And this is all just because of resources. Look, Soup's just trying to pump White Horse Cavalry, Fire Archers, Taotier, everything out here, but he just doesn't have the production at the moment. In fact, he's not even going to the Mythic Age anymore. He decides against it as the Valkyrie charging in underneath here. It's sniping so many villages. So many villages here going down. As at least a couple of units in the main base starting to fall here. And there will be an option to drop this drought now after the frost was plopped down there. But Soup here, just in a little bit of trouble. He's going to have to figure this one out because Tunison behind this, we'll be able to go Mythic Age. You can grab this town center. You can push over here and clean this up. And just claim the rest of the map right now. But he's found such a big advantage. Meanwhile, Silo going down, houses going down. There is a pretty strong army now out for Soup. He does have access to another lightning weapons if need be, which could be very, very useful. As the portable rams do get spotted, we'll get sniped. And the game will continue. Town center up over here for Tunison. Is he going to put some farms down? And now Soup goes, okay, you're not here. Let me just charge in, quickly kill off this hill fort. He does have the fire archers, which aren't half bad at taking down a hill fort, but doesn't need to sacrifice them to the arrow fire there. He can go elsewhere for the time being, as Pegasus, just the Pegasus. There's one Pegasus. Scouting around, just trying to see what's going on. He's got 2 ravens and a Pegasus. All the flying scouts you can possibly want. As Tunison's hill fort to go down. And it looks like, I mean, it is 64 villages apiece. Game is relatively equal now in terms of just pure, straight economy. And not only that, the villager situation for Soup, like the Guafu are worth 3, but the peasants, they aren't really worth 1. They're worth like 0.8 or something, right? They're worth 0.8, so you got to take that off. If you're equal, you're behind, basically. At least on income. Straight income. Nonetheless. Soup charges through. We'll be trying to find some kills here as the army comes up to the top side to break through the ballet. But this is a great little raid from Soup down onto the bottom, picking off a lot of villages. They will be able to get through past this position, though. This is completely open over here, so it's not much of a saving grace here for Tunison as Soup continues to charge in. But with the ballet going down, the other ballet going down as well, we will see the town center coming back up onto this side. The gold mine over here, 4,200 gold remaining. There is just a couple more villages going to go down as they do make their way into the town center. Villages on the farms going down as well, as the villager differential still very, very close here, even after that raid, as Tunison was able to pick up a lot of villages on this right corner here. Valkyrie's coming through yet again. There is an opening now onto this spot as well, as Soup is going to say, yes, please. Thank you very much. I will charge in here. Town center 10 seconds from completion. That's going to get denied there. That is going to get very much denied there. And, oh, is it? It's going to go up. Well, I mean, it didn't go up. Yep, there we go. As the White Horse Cavalry do manage to come back in, there is access to this lightning weapons if Soup wants to, but he doesn't have that many units out at the moment. 48 pop versus 106. Soup needs some units. He needs some units. He's got a huge amount of food in the bank. Not much gold. Not much wood. But a huge amount of resources all up, actually. We'll see what he's going to be able to make of it. As Tunison's taken the score lead, and that means he's in a really good spot. On the bottom side here, we are going to be seeing a couple of Herdmen to come through. They'll get some good damage onto these White Horse Cavalry, especially up onto the top here. As Soup does notice, retreats away, and the Fire Archers going to start sniping some Herdmen here. Much, much better. Does he have the tech? He doesn't have an armory. That doesn't mean he doesn't have the tech. No, he doesn't have it. Doesn't have ballistics. As the Huskar manages to break through here, the White Horse Cavalry have all fallen. And Soup looks like he's in just a little bit of a difficult position. Thank you for the tier 1 there, Thora. Appreciate you, my friend. And Soup, in that moment, does tap out. And Tunison gets the dub. An absolutely wild game here. I mean, I feel like... I mean, let's actually take a look at this. Take a look at these resources here. Look at the advantage at this moment here that gets garnered by that Peach Blossom Spring. Just absolutely shoots to the moon. But Soup just could not make use of it. in this one. You could see it here in the all resources total. He buys Mythic Age here. But he's floating at 4.5k, 5k up here, right? He's just not getting those resources spent. And I think in those moments there, that's where Tunison finds his advantage. He did get the scorching feathers, yeah. But just not enough here for Soup to hold on. I think if we did put the ballets onto this town center here, it would have been a completely different story rather than trying to expand out the favored land or whatever. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this game. If you did, make sure you hit the follow button, subscribe button, and all the other good stuff. And we'll see you in the next one.